Welcome back to Perkins Pipes. Got the Perkins pipe from 2024. This was our commemorative pipe. You may remember we had for sale last year, thanks to Caleb at the Catholic Pipe Company. Put that together, and nice little pipe. Got some kind of red and black colors, and got a kind of apparently a color-coordinated theme going on today. As always, let's get this guy lit. Let's get to talking. A little bit windy out here today. Got an important person to talk with you about. Very, very nice. I don't know. Let's see if we can get the light on this guy. I don't know if you can really see this. If the light's going to come through on this or not. But boy, Dad, this is such a pretty finish on there. Really love what Caleb did with that in last year's 2024 commemorative pipe. We'll be having some more available this year with a new design. Can't wait for you to see those. Okay. Anybody ever heard of a guy named Polycarp? I'm sure some of you have, and some of you are saying, say that again. Polycarp, capital P-O-L-Y-C-A-R-P. He is recognized as a saint. He was bishop of a place called Smyrna in what is now Turkey. And he lived from 69 to 155 A.D. His story is famously told in a work the author of which we don't know. The work is called The Martyrdom of Polycarp. Polycarp was a disciple of John, the disciple of Jesus. So very early connection there to Jesus and the early Christians. Polycarp becomes the bishop, as I said, of Smyrna. And during some of the Christian persecutions, he was brought before the Roman proconsul. So the proconsul is the governor of a province. Okay, so Rome has all these provinces that it controlled throughout its empire. You may think about Pontius Pilate, the guy who was the governor of Judea at the time of Jesus. All right. Same position. Now, at this time, Rome really had a fairly brilliant way of keeping everybody together. You got an empire that is spreading now from, if you want to kind of think about this, you can think about a map, from England in the north to Alexandria, Egypt, from Spain to the Middle East. A lot of different people, different cultures, different languages. How do you keep those people unified? Rome was pretty smart in this, in that they didn't make everybody dress the same way, behave the same way. They said, look, do your own thing. Worship your gods, eat your foods, have your festivals, kind of do whatever. Only a couple things we require. Pay your taxes and worship the Roman emperor as a god. That's basically enough, and you're in good standing. Now, nobody wants to pay taxes, so that's kind of universal. As far as the worshiping the Roman emperor thing went, most people didn't have a problem with that. What's one more god? We've already got a bunch of gods. People were polytheistic. What's one more? No big deal. Christians and Jews couldn't handle that, though. All right? These are monotheistic religions. And this is why saying Lord Jesus was really a rebellious thing to say. Called Jesus Lord, because that was really a title that was really only reserved for the Roman emperor. So the proconsul brings old Polycarp out and says, I'm going to need you to swear allegiance. Need you to acknowledge Caesar as Lord, not Jesus. Polycarp says, I'm not going to do that. He says, 86 years I've served him. What, I'm going to betray him now? No dice. Proconsul says, you're going to die. I got no choice. We're going to have to execute you here. And, well, this is the part I want to come in. So I'm going to bring up a picture here. Well, actually, I'm going to bring up a picture for you and for me. If I can find it. I had it up here a moment ago. Oh, there it is. So we'll bring up this picture. This is an icon of St. Polycarp. And the martyrdom of Polycarp is written in Greek. So he says, Meta paresias akue. He says, listen carefully. Now, this is old man Polycarp talking to the Roman governor, the proconsul. Meta paresias aquae. Pay attention. He says, listen carefully. Christianos eimi. I am a Christian. E de teles ton tu Christianismu mate longon. If you want to learn what Christianity is all about, dos hemeron kai akusan. Pick a day and listen. We have an expression in English, and I'm going to be delicate on this channel. It's a phrase. The first word of the phrase is bad, and the second word of the phrase rhymes with glass. Sometimes I tell my students, it's like, we can't say this phrase. Unfortunately, it seems like right now there are certain people for whom this is the only phrase in English that really describes them. And so I've morphed it into the opposite of bad is not good. Another word for that other word that I'm talking about is donkey. So Polycarp is a not good donkey. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Get what I'm saying here? I love the stories of martyrs. I love the courage and the boldness, the commitment to their faith. What are they willing to stand up for? Here's this old man, 86 years old, and they're gonna kill him. All right, they're gonna kill him in the arena. All he's got to do is say, "Lord Caesar," a couple words, right? Kyrios Kaisoros. That's all he's got to say. But he won't do it. He will not betray Jesus. And it's not just that he won't do it. He looks the proconsul in the eye and he says, you listen carefully. And I think there's an implied Sonny underneath that. Listen carefully, Sonny. I am a Christian. If you want to know what Christianity is all about, pick a day and listen. I'll be happy to teach you. Because clearly you don't know what it means. Because if you did, you would never ask me a question like this. I would never betray Jesus and say this other phrase that really properly only belongs to him. I love it. Now, chances are you and I are not going to face public execution. It happens. There are martyrdoms by death today in this world. People who suffer for the Christian faith. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you're not going to be in that level of danger. I'm not here in beautiful central Indiana. But we face the minor martyrdoms, don't we? Possibility of lack of promotion. Possibility of getting fired. More likely the loss of friends. Irritate people at a family gathering. What are you willing to do? What am I willing to do? What martyrdom are you and I willing to endure if you're a follower of Jesus? And you may not be, but if you are, what martyrdoms are we willing to endure? Because the word martyr, martyros, in Greek, just means witness. How are we willing to witness for the faith? Are we willing not to laugh at a particular joke? Are we willing to not tell a particular joke? Are we willing not to reply to a friend's text that is just skewering and making fun of somebody? Because of Jesus? Say, I can't laugh at that. I might find it funny, but I know it's wrong to laugh at somebody else like that, and so because of Jesus, I'm not going to do it. Talk about a minor martyrdom. Do that enough, you might not get invited to a party. Somebody might start thinking, that guy's kind of a stick in the mud. She's a bit of a wet blanket. Not going to have her at the party. You okay with that? Maybe it cuts into your social life a little bit. And what about at work? Again, I seriously doubt that anybody at your work is going to say, hey, renounce your faith in Jesus and swear allegiance to the CEO. That's not going to happen. But maybe it's something else. Maybe something your company does, something your business does, and they want you to participate in it. And you say, you know what? I don't think I can do that. In good conscience as a Christian. Come on, everybody else is in your department is doing it. And if you want that promotion, what are you willing to do? Think you could be as tough as good old Polycarp? Could you look your boss in the eye and say, listen carefully, I am a Christian. If you want to know what that means, shoot me an email. Pick a day. We'll have lunch. We'll sit down. And I'll tell you all about it. My friends, Polycarp. He demand. So, a couple questions here for you. What do you think about the story? Do you know the story of Polycarp? Are there any other saint or martyr stories that you particularly are moved by, that inspire you and really strengthen you in the faith? I'm not asking you to share any stories of your own witness. I think on the whole we don't want to do that much, right? We don't want to try to draw that kind of attention to ourselves, but I guess it's just one to think about. Would you be willing to stand up the way Polycarp did? My friends, as Malcolm Guite likes to say, I do these little things in order at last to do nothing. Or as I say in Latin, Parva ago ut tandem, nihil agam. Have a wonderful day.